Hello, everyone. Welcome to Crypto Mundial. Today, we have a big day. We're going to have PPI. We have a PPI report that just came out. We also have the FOMC meeting later on today. We're going to have a separate video for that. I'm going to do a short update on the PPI report right now. If you want to hear it in Spanish, we're also going to have someone submit a Spanish report for those that want to hear it in Spanish. All right. So we'll have a link on that below. All right. So let's just take a look here. So this is the website for the PPI. All right. And we can see here the report. We made a nice little table so we could take a look at the table, right? But we'll also leave a link of this below in our description so that you guys could take a look at the details here with regards to the PPI. But if we take a look at the table here, and I'll give you guys a minute to just take a look at this, a little bit busy, the table. But it's actually a pretty good report, right? So we've been waiting for this. It's been a long road, right? But I think we're really starting to see inflation come down quite a bit, right? So let's take a look at this, right? So for the month over month, right? MOM, month over month, the headline. So that includes everything within the PPI. For the month of May, it was actually negative 0.3%. So let that sink in a little bit. We actually had it's not inflation. We had deflation. It was deflationary, right? So negative 0.3% month over month for the month of May, right? The expectations were negative 1.1%, right? So it's actually, even from the expectations that were really good, we actually beat expectations, right? So negative 0.3%. Now the month over month core, which here I have the core, right? So the core, it's all of PPI excluding food, energy, and trade, right? So excluding food, energy, and trade for the month of May, we had a 0% increase, right? So core, which is usually runs pretty hot, right? It's pretty sticky, runs hot. There was no increase month over month. So again, great news there as well, right? The expectations were 0.2%, right? The prior month, the report that came out for April, it was 0.2%, but there was a revision with this report, and that actually was revised down to 0.1%, right? So that's also great news. Now, year over year, right? So this is this month compared to the month of last year. If you guys recall last year, that's when we had a lot of inflation, right? So all the inflation was, the numbers were running very hot, right? So year over year, we got a 1.1% increase from last May, right? So again, that came below expectations of 1.5%. And it's actually much lower than what we had in April. In April, we had a 2.3% year over year headline number, right? So this is the headline, not the core, right? So we're down to 1.1% for the year, right? So that's, think about it, right? So Jerome Powell says they want to have inflation down to around 2%. Here, the headline is showing 1.1% PPI report headline. Now, the year over year, the core, again, the core is everything excluding food, energy, and trade. The core, and this is the most stickiest part of the inflation, that came in at 2.8%. Pretty close to the expectations, which were 2.9%, but still below. So still very positive, right? And there was also a revision from last month, April. April's year over year core was at 3.4%, and in this report was revised down to 3.3%. So these numbers here, if you just look from the April to the May numbers, these are pretty huge differences. And this is something that Jerome Powell is taking a look at. And he mentions that he actually sees PPI as more important than CPI. And now for us, for the consumers and even the media, we pay closer attention to CPI, which came out yesterday, right? So, but with the PPI report, this is actually pretty important for Jerome Powell. It's going to actually influence, probably not his decision today, because I think it's pretty clear that his decision today with regards to interest rate hikes is going to be a pause. All right, they kind of leaked that out to the media, and that's pretty much known. But what's not known is what is he going to do after this meeting, right? Are they gonna raise rates again next month? Is this just a pause? Is this a pause, or is this just a skip, and then they're gonna resume hiking rates for the following months, right? So that's something we have to take a look at. That's something he's going to speak on in today's meeting. I think the numbers come out at 2 p.m. The meeting that we're going to have with Jerome Powell's going to have is at 2:30 p.m. So, and we're going to have a video shortly afterwards, right? Just to recap and see where we stand with not only the decision that he's made, but also the the tone, the hawkishness, his guidance, right? Does he see recessions in the horizon, the workforce, all those details that he speaks on, and whether he's positive, he has a positive outlook, or negative, or how hawkish he's going to be with regards to continuing to increase rates after this month, right? So if we take a look here at the Fed Watch tool for June, I think this is pretty much baked in. It's a 93% chance that they're saying there's going to be no hike. Right now, we're at the 5% interest rate, right? It's a floating rate. It's between 5% and 5.25%. So we're there, and it looks like we're going to remain there, right, for June. What's unknown is July. What's going to happen in July? Right now, there's a 58% chance. The market is saying 58% chance that there's going to be an increase of 0.25% or 25 basis point increase from where we are today to in July, right, to 5.25%, right? So that's the 58%. And also something that we're going to pay attention to after the meeting is this here in December, right? The market is still pricing in some kind of decrease, although it's now at 42% that we remain where we are today, right? But if Jerome Powell hikes in July, then this indicates that the market anticipates some type of decrease in interest rates, right? So like a pivot, right? So we're going to pay attention to that today after the meeting, because we have here, right, this is the FOMC meeting, right? And here, not only are they going to give the report on whether or not they're increasing rates or not, right, which would, like we said, they're going to probably pause, but they're going to have what they call the projection materials, right? So in this projection materials here, I'll pull up the ones for March so you could take a quick look, right? Here, they're going to give a lot of guidance, right? What do they see? What are the guidance, right? So something that's very important here is the Fed fund rate, right? So here they have it at 5.1%. Now, when we get the report later today, we're going to take a look at this, right? So this is what they anticipate the interest rate to being for 2023, right? So for ending in December, right? So if this increases, that means that they anticipate having more rates increasing during the year of 2023, and they don't anticipate decreasing, right, or pivoting at all, right? So this might have an impact in the market if we see this number go up. So we're going to pay close attention to this, and again, we're going to send out a report, a video as soon as we have these numbers, right? So stay tuned for that. Let's take a quick look now at Bitcoin, see how Bitcoin is reacting to this news. So not much volatility here, a slight move upward, I would say, with a follow-up decrease, right? So I think this is going to stay pretty volatile. Well, not volatile. It's going to stay in a pretty tight range, I would say, until Jerome Powell speaks. So it wouldn't be so much when the report comes out at 2 p.m., the decision of whether he's going to hike rates or not, but when he speaks and the tone, right? So we'll pay attention to that. And if you guys are following along, you guys could pay attention to that and just watch the volatility, not only here, but also in the stock market as well, right? So I think that's all for today, for now. But we'll have another video. Again, like I said, we're going to have a video like this in Spanish. So link down below for that. And we're also going to have a follow-up video once the FOMC meeting concludes, right? Later on today, usually about an hour in. So his report is at 2:30. I think his speech is at 2:30. Usually lasts about an hour, 2:30 to 3:30. So after that, we'll compose all the details and we'll upload another video. Okay. So thanks for watching. See you again soon. Thanks. Bye.